Ha said, "Sometimes, Hem, things change and they are never the same again. This looks like one of those times. That's life. Life moves on, and so should we." Ha looked at his emaciated companion and tried to talk sense to him, but Hem's fear had turned into anger, and he wouldn't listen. Ha didn't mean to be rude to his friend, but he had to laugh at how silly they both looked. As Ha prepared to leave, he started to feel more alive, knowing that he was finally able to laugh at himself, let go, and move on. Ha laughed and announced, "It's maze time." Hem didn't laugh, and he didn't respond. Ha picked up a small sharp rock and wrote a serious thought on the wall for Hem to think about. As was his custom, Ha even drew a picture of cheese around it, hoping it would help Hem to smile, lighten up, and go after the new cheese. But Hem didn't want to see it. It read, "If you do not change, you can become extinct." Then Ha stuck his head out and peered anxiously into the maze. He thought about how he'd gotten himself into this cheeseless situation. He had believed that there may not be any cheese in the maze, or he may not find it. Such fearful beliefs were immobilizing and killing him. Ha smiled. He knew Hem was wondering, "Who moved my cheese?" But Ha was wondering, "Why didn't I get up and move with the cheese sooner?" As he started out into the maze, Ha looked back to where he had come from and felt its comfort. He could feel himself being drawn back into familiar territory, even though he hadn't found cheese there for some time. Ha became more anxious and wondered if he really wanted to go out into the maze. He wrote a saying on the wall ahead of him and stared at it for some time. "What would you do if you weren't afraid?" He thought about it. He knew sometimes some fear can be good. When you are afraid things are going to get worse if you don't do something, it can prompt you into action. But it is not good when you are so afraid that it keeps you from doing anything. He looked to his right, to the part of the maze where he had never been, and felt the fear. Then he took a deep breath, turned right into the maze, and jogged slowly into the unknown. As he tried to find his way, Ha worried, at first, that he might have waited too long in Cheese Station C. He hadn't had any cheese for so long that he was now weak. It took him longer, and it was more painful than usual to get through the maze. He decided that if he ever got the chance again, he would get out of his comfort zone and adapt to change sooner. It would make things easier. Then Ha smiled a weak smile as he thought, "Better late than never."